I mean, look, what it was about, if anything, that's why I'm ringing, is, you know, what's the point of all these calls? Yeah. Is it about, you know, are we here to scrutinise one another on what these calls are about? Or, you know, what's the main purpose of it?
Well, how about you tell me? I already know what I believe the main purpose is why I do this.
Yeah, well, I mean, listening
main,
to like I did listen to a little bit of you listening to the Boon call,
right?
And it just seemed to rub you the wrong way. That's all. You're focused on 25%, but you know, maybe that's what misguided the whole call. So,
no,
was there anything else in there that you found you've had enough of that shit or whatever it was?
It's not enough of this shit. I'm just pointing out the way I see things, and there's a lot of roads that lead to Rome.
Yeah.
And what I've been getting from you, I'm led to believe you know the only road to Rome. I mean,
oh yeah, and how did you come to those conclusions?
Maybe you best go listen to the way you've been talking on these calls.
Or is it the way you've been? Is it me the way I'm talking on those calls, or is the way you're interpreting those calls?
Well, you tell me.
How am I to tell you anything if you've got an opinion about something?
Well, let me put it this way. You tell me. The way you come across, anyway, to me, the way I perceive it, is you got the only way. Any other way is fucking bullshit.
Well, who's to say any other way is bullshit? If one's just going by what one experiences in this part of the world, is that what it's about? Sharing what's going on down here, and quite frankly,
wait a minute, Dan. Wait a minute, Boone. The thing of it is, do you experience everybody's moment in life where you're at?
Well, how am I to experience anyone else?
What you experience?
I'm just sharing what it is for me. How am I speaking for the rest of the world? I don't talk about what's the best for everyone like you, so I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Oh, what? Oh, here we go.
No, rephrase it, Batman. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute, Daniel. You tell me that this is the best way to do it down in so-called Australia.
When did I say it's the best way to do it? When did I say that? Can you go and find where I said what I'm doing is the best way?
Could it be you don't need to say it? Could you be sat down here? Anything anybody else says about anything, if you do it that way here, you're going to get your shit handed to you.
Well, quite frankly, Batman, when did you ever actually? When did we ever actually sit and talk about some of the things that we're talking about? Or is this something that you've just heard on, say, a YouTube, and then you've interpreted what I might have said, and then you've got an opinion about it? So, so do we really know what we're talking about? Are you clear about that we actually know what we're talking about?
Well, let me simplify it for you, Boone. What I'm clear about is you start your spiel and you leave out the main ingredient. That's what gets me more than anything, because the main ingredient, without that, man, I don't give a fuck what you're doing in these courtrooms. Good chance you're going to get bit in the ass.
Well, that's just your opinion, and that's what you believe. That, to me, the court's not about belief. If that's how you see things, that's how you see things, and all I'm doing is showing another perspective, and then showing another perspective. Are you saying that I come across like I'm kind of some kind of a god, or I've got everything worked out, that this is the only way? Is that what you're saying?
Did you listen to what I said? I believe you're leaving out the main ingredient.
And I know what that ingredient is that you're talking about. You call it intent. You call it intent. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So can you explain to me what do you mean by intent, and how is it being left out?
the intent is going in there and love and honor. And I hear you, man. You're picking sides. There's no side.
Good. Slow it down. Good. Slow it, Batman. Slow it down. Show me, tell me how I'm picking sides. Please explain.
I gotta go listen to the fucking call. Listen to the way you
No.
talk,
Listen, mate. You're telling me something. I'm picking sides. So clarify it with me. That's all I'm asking is for clarification. Is that a big deal to ask for clarification? Could you be so kind in giving me some clarification? What you mean by picking sides and shit?
It's us and them. You come across like the cops. You got the government and you got this. You still come across
I'm communicating it in such a way where, for example, you call it brothers and sisters, and you might then call a brother an agent, or sorry, what do you call them, a representative? A representative is the same as an agent down here, and I just use the word or whatever as an agent. And how we go and how I've been going about it in this part of the world is we don't talk to our representatives or agents, and talking means making statements or it's just basically question for question, and that's basically it. So I'm not sure how you say there is some division between me and someone else when you're asking questions, and I'm just giving you examples of how I go about things down here. How does that make one the be all or end all? And it seems like that's the only way to roam is follow this way. This is how it is down here. If you think it's a load of bullshit, that's fine. I'm what do you want?
Hey, Boon, slow down, Boon. The way you believe it is down there, I talked to quite a few people from so-called Australia.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of them that don't agree with the way you put it across. That's all I'm saying.
That's fine.
Disagree.
I'm not on these calls for.
What I'm saying, Boon, is you leave out the main ingredient, people are going to get in trouble. I think you're sincere. I want to help people stay out of trouble with the so-called government. But the bottom line is true intent, love and honor, and treating each individual you deal with every day as brothers and sisters.
Yeah, but hang on. I've been hearing you say that, but it's still the intent, treat them in honour. What is that? What's the example of that? Do you have any examples of doing that?
Yeah, all the
Good.
time. Well,
so what's the example? So what's an example of doing that? Can you share it with me? Can you maybe explain what this love and honour is and the intention is? Can you explain to me what that means?
Well, the last time I found people in the government don't screw with me much anymore. But because I don't look at them as screwing with me. The codes enforcement officer, the last example I had was a codes enforcement officer coming over. And I treated him like a brother, man. Love and honor, and he ain't been back. He had he claimed he had a complaint and stuff, and I stayed on point with him, love and honor, and more or less, when can I meet the one that's got a problem or whatever, or, I asked him who's going to bring the charge, and he said, I am. I said, you are. I said, you got any friends that are judges? And I said, how about you ask them if that's a good thing to do, a wise thing to do? And I seen him come by, he stopped by, more or less high, no big deal. It was staying in honor with him with the intent the best for everyone.
Yeah, but what makes you think that what I'm doing is any different? Well, there is a difference in the way I would, be speaking, say, to a so-called brother, as you call it, down here. What makes you think there's any difference? Like as far as talking to an agent, what makes you think that there's I think you use the term that I'm creating a division between the brothers and sisters. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm led to believe by the way you said it. You listened to the last call you put out there. That's what I got from it. And then you're claiming I only, you sit there and make claims. I only know 25%. I mean,
no, hang on. I was actually just saying that there's a piece to the puzzle, and there's a lot of pieces to the puzzle, especially down here, when we're wanting to put this into practice. For example, I'm here for that matter, and one of the guys just said, "Hey, listen, I'd like that you scrutinise some of the bat things," and it's nothing personal. It's just okay. I'll scrutinise it as to how it is down here. It's not to put you into some kind of competition or some kind of a race. This is not how I see it. If it's how you see it, well, it's nothing I can do about that.
Will you get over yourself? Jeez.
All right, well then good. Okay, so if I get over myself, so we're clear that there ain't no bullshit. So, you're not trying to compete and all that crap with me, because it's nothing about that. I always understood it as one thing. Right? If there's something for you to scrutinise about me, this is what the whole calls were all about. We all investigate and scrutinise and interrogate and question where one's coming from. And if you don't know where one's coming from, then you ask. You say, maybe I don't necessarily understand what it is you're doing, but it's a little peculiar and a little strange the way you go about things. And the way I go, and if I said the way I go about things, it works for me. That's all I can say. And if it doesn't, yeah.
Hey, Boon, calm down. The biggest deal is, Boon, how many times you hear me say, "What the fuck do I know?" Like I know anything. And then you go out there and make a claim. Batman only knows 25%.
Yeah, but listen, you've taken that out of context, mate.
Let me finish, Boon. When did I ever claim to know anything? All I do is I claim to know what I've experienced, and I found the main ingredient is living with the intent, the best for everyone, love and honor.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't have an issue with that. If that works for you, that's fine. There's nothing there in me that has any sort of whatever. I can say down here, if I was to say, right, I'm gonna consider Batman's way. I'm gonna consider what he says, and I'm gonna apply it. Hang on. Go on.
Fuck you, Batman's way. I'm saying.
Hang on, Dad, shut up. I didn't say Batman's. Listen, let me rephrase it. I said if I was to consider an approach, let me rephrase these fucking words, if I may. If I was to rephrase and say, if I was to consider a word like I don't know if you even use that word, consider it in any way, but if I was to consider a so-called Batman's way of speaking, I would apply it. Why not? If it works, I'll try it out. Fucking try anything. Wouldn't one agree with that? Try all things. So I'll give it out and I'll give it a go.
Hey, Boon.
Big deal.
I'm not there telling people to do it my way. I'm telling people to go with the original program.
That's right. You go with the original. Listen, I'm not saying it's your way.
Let me finish. The bottom line, you're getting all bent out of shape over fucking shit. The bottom line is the main message I have for people is when you're living intent with the best and peace and love for honor and honor to do the best for everyone, and you go by that, I don't give a fuck where you're at.
All right, that's fine, Batman. And I know you've been hammering that for many years, and that's fine. And that's quite frankly, what you say for example, what you may hear about what you have maybe heard or whatever about 25% in that. I'm just going to give you an example of what I mean by that, if I may.
Go for it. Make you happy.
Yeah. This is about me and being happy. Okay, fair enough, if that's where you're at. Okay, for example, there was one call some time ago, right? And this is how I may have experienced it down here. Now, when I say 25%, this is what I mean. Okay, so I'm here for that matter. When you go into court down here and you go, I'm here for that matter, you're basically verifying down here a where and a when. If you think it's bullshit, that's fine. That's an opinion that you want to go by. That's great. But I'm just sharing with you that if I've gone into court and I've asked these questions, it's something revealed, opened up into another perspective, saying, oh, shit, now I've just spoken. Because in court, if you speak any I statements, basically down here, you go through the fucking wood chipper. Now, I say that in a way, not that that's 100% you're going to be completely fucked. No, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that you're going into jurisdiction down here. And when you say I'm here for that matter, and you start off on that line, you're basically verifying, and this has just been my experience. It's nothing to do with whether it's right or wrong. It'll probably work 100% in the States, and maybe everyone can actually use that approach, and maybe it's a success there. I don't care. I'm not looking for success. I'm looking for a way of living in this world, right? Where basically, to put it in a plain language between yourself and me, is where I don't enter into a contest or into being into contradictory with the one who allegedly brings one into the court. So when I say to you, I'm here for that matter, I'm just letting you know that there's no cigar down here. That's all. And it's not I'm letting you know. I'm just sharing with you that that's just an experience that I've gone through. And that's how it is. It may work with how things are over where you are in Tennessee. That's fucking great, right? This is not about, trying to make something out of what you're doing. And I've always loved what you do. But hey, is it okay if I try it out? Because I like to see some of this stuff, because to me, how I understand things in doing things in this world is try all things. And I'm not saying, oh, it's the Batman's way. No, I don't give a shit for the Batman or the Joker or the fucking whatever. I'm only interested in saying, right, okay, I'm going to give these a go in court. If I said I've discovered what works, I've discovered what doesn't work. And I'm also able to listen to the outcomes. It's not what they say, it's what they do. And I've learned a lot from that. That's all. So when I say a percentage, that's just I'm just saying it's just like a few dots. There's a lot of dots, and if I was to connect a full picture of a dot, say, when you're in kindergarten, you do a picture of a dot and it ends up being a dinosaur. There was quite a few dots that were missing, and that was just how I saw things down here. That's all. And whether they were what you were saying or not, it was up to me in the journey for me to find out for myself. It had nothing to do with you or anything else. So this is a journey that we're all got to find out for ourselves and come to that place of how can I live in peace and in a world where basically you step over the line and they got the guns out ready to fire. And another thing, Batman, if I may share, we may see things a little bit differently. For example, you might talk about brothers and sisters. Well, quite frankly, when I speak to brothers and sisters, I speak to brothers and sisters in normal kind of language. When I say normal language, I talk to them in, I make a few statements. I talk to them like, from how I see things. Okay. If I go into, for example, if I come across a copper or a representative or an agent, they're all the same to me. I talk in question mode, which is there's no statements. I listen to them and I ask the proper questions, and that's basically if you call that the best for everyone, well then that's what I'm doing. If you call that intent, well that's what I'm doing. If you call intent is for example, they might ask you something and I'll ask them the question, do I know you? Or for example, I'll start off the question. For example, they stop you or whatever in the car. I go, how may I help? And then they start speaking, you did this, blah, blah, blah. Then I go straight off the bat. I go, why are you here? Right? These are the questions I ask. This is how I see things down here. And it may not be how things work where you are. All right. I ask the question, why are you here? And then they've got to explain themselves. And then after they've explained themselves, I then ask, do I know you? Right? Because basically, there's one universal law that I go by. Whether anyone else wishes to go by this, that's entirely up to the individual, is know who you're dealing with. And to me, I find agents and representatives, they're the anomaly. They're the unknown factor. And you don't know them. So if you don't know them, why are you speaking to them? I mean in statement form, that's it. Not which is answers. Why answer? Answer is statements, it's responding and all of that sort of stuff. So when one is saying, oh, speak to them like brothers and sisters, I like to put a bit of clarity on what that actually means and go, okay, you mean you go question for question. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. And the bottom line is,
I'm here too, bro. I'm here to hear,
pal. Just hang on. I'm in the middle of something with Boon here. I don't want to lose thought. Thank you. Hey, the bottom line is, you're looking to blame somebody, brother.
Yeah, but hang on, Batman. Hang on, pause. Before you tell me I'm looking for someone to blame, I'm asking you, Batman, to think very carefully to what you're saying and what makes you say that.
Hey, could it be? I have thought very carefully
Good.
about it. And now
then what is it?
Are you going to keep interrupting me?
No, go for it. I'm listening.
Well, shut the fuck up then and listen.
If it helps.
Think about it. You look at them like brothers and sisters. Get over what you believe or who you believe are looking for. And if you got the intent and the love and the stay in honor with the individual you're speaking with at the moment, it works fine. You want to sit there and play fucking games? Fine. Go for that too. And if it works for you, I'm happy for you. But I found staying on point, getting a relationship with the one that believes that fucking working for somebody and you broke the law, stay in love and honor with them, take them by the hand like a little brother or sister and fucking love them. That's all I'm saying, man. And you know,
what?
You
okay.
ask me, let me finish here. You ask me, you just got to put you must like Christmas trees so you can put all these pretty lights on it. Anyway, go ahead.
So I still can't. I still fail to see if I may, is to see what exactly leads you to believe that there are games being played and that that one isn't staying on point and that basically all the things that you're saying, I still find it hard to actually understand how you see things that way about what I'm actually talking about. And if I'm talking about staying on point and someone's asking about your car and I'm going, what do you mean by your? How is all of that stuff not staying on point? And how is that not being in honour and holding the hand of your brother and sister? Could you explain to me that, please?
Look, if I know, man, all I know is...
Well, then hang on. If you don't know, then why do you say the things you do about me? Please, I want to, you're saying a lot of things about me, and I'm still trying to understand why you're saying it because it's not clear in my mind as to why you are saying the things you do about me. That's all.
No, what really pissed you off about what I've said about you?
It's not about you've actually, Batman, if I may clarify, you haven't actually pissed me off at all. I'm trying to understand you in how you see things. That's all. And why you see things the way you do.
I just thought I explained it pretty clearly, man.
Well, you explained it pretty clearly. Yes, you've explained it, but you haven't shown me where in what I'm saying and doing leads you to believe otherwise.
Look, I said if it works for you, fine, man. The only points I was pointing out is, fuck you, man. Something?
No, I'm not trying to fuck you, man. I'm just trying to work with you, right? I see you as my brother. I always have. Listen, Batman, I've always seen you as my brother. if we can't talk candidly to one another, then what is there, right? I think I love you as a brother, so I ask you questions. It's there to find understanding, not to find fault. I'm not here to find fault in you, Batman. I'm here to find understanding. No. Why
you even bring shit like that up, man?
Because I'm here to clear. Hey, listen, I bring shit up like that is because of clarification. Because you're my brother, and I don't talk to you like I'm talking to an agent. I talk to you like I'm talking to a brother. Okay? So that's why I bring things up with you. If I'm going to bring things up with you, it's because I want to talk to you about certain things because it's got to do with understanding. I want to understand Batman, where he's coming from and why he sees things the way he does.
I told you where I'm coming from.
Yes, I know. Again. And you told me.
Wait a minute. What? No, wait a minute. You fucking keep coming back. You never answer the fucking questions I ask. I've answered yours. And you don't
no, you didn't answer my questions.
Hey, you'll bring up this fucking abstract shit, and you'll never define exactly what I said that pissed you off. I mean,
because guess what, Batman? Batman, you didn't piss me off. You hear me? You're not pissing me off just because. Listen, you're missing the point. You're not. This whole fucking thing is not about being pissed off. I'm not pissed off by you, Batman. I'm here to understand. That's why I'm on the fucking call. Is to understand what makes you think, right? That I'm dividing myself from my brothers and sisters, and I'm causing this kind of a division or a rift between brothers and sisters, and I'm coming across like the holy and thou, kind of thinking I'm God, sort of shit. That I've got the answer for the only path. I mean, when did I ever say I fucking know shit? Huh? Just like you. If we don't know fucking anything, then why aren't we open? Why aren't we open to actually listen?
Listen to the last call you did. And when you're going to listen to me, I told you if it works for you, I'm fucking happy for you. Bottom line is you leave out the main ingredient. That's the main point I brought up. You leave out the main ingredient, the intent, love and honor, fulfills the law, doing the best, treating the agents, so-called agents, like brothers and sisters, and staying on point with them. And I believe it works 100% of the time. And that's all I believe. I mean, I don't know what your fucking problem is. That's all I've been saying.
Why you bring up problem? Who said there was a problem? I'm still trying to understand.
Listen to you. Listen to what the shit you've been bringing up. Now I bring up something. No, what's the problem? Okay, JP. Fuck, give me a break.
Listen, I don't know what kind of good relationship you've got with JP, but I think it's a strong relationship, and that's beautiful. But anyway, so the main ingredient you're talking about is intent, and basically, if I was to share with you how these things work and operate down here, if I said to you that if I've explored and experienced what you're talking about, would you believe me?
Hold on, Boone. Just hold on for a minute. How about you just start telling me how things work for you instead of claiming it works down here?
Yeah, it works down here when I'm doing something. This is where I am down here, and this is how it works for me.
Well, good for you.
Well, just because I say down here, does that mean fucking everyone else experiences the same fucking bullshit I experience? Fuck no.
Well, hey, well, there you go, Boone. Could it be maybe you want to rephrase things the way you talk? Because
maybe you want to. Hang on. Hey, before you say that, Batman, you might want to ask yourself, maybe I should hold back from interpreting what the asshole's saying.
Hey, Boone. How about if I just start saying this is the way it works in America, man? You stay in love and peace and honor, and this is the way it works here.
Yeah, that's good. I don't have a... Listen.
No, the thing of it is, you're speaking for a whole fucking continent. This is the way it works down here.
Hey, could that be just one's interpretation? Huh? Is that one's interpretation?
Wait. I stand corrected. Boone, please tell me what you mean by down here.
Well, down here means where I am down here in this so-called land down under. This is how it works down here for me. I don't fucking talk for everyone else, mate. And if that's how you see it, well, that's how you see it.
Hey, could it be that's the way it sounds to me? Huh?
Well, okay. Well, if it sounds to you like that, that's why you get the arsehole Boon on the phone and ask him, what the fuck do you mean by that, dick fuck? And go from there.
Hey, Boon, I love the company, man. Where would this asshole be without other assholes? Anyway.
Well, listen, mate. I wouldn't be on the call because, you know, without this, this is to me, I call this the alchemy of language. And language is like a little bit like a technology, it can be a bit volatile at times, or it can be quite peaceful. So to me, intent, what I've discovered down here, brother, if I may, intent, and this is just how I see it down here in this part of the world. And I'm not speaking for every other fucking arsehole here. It's just how I see it. And I learned what intent is down here, and it's not necessarily what you would like to hear about it, and that's okay. I'm just going by how it's seen when, and I've learnt it a lot through mainly the so-called letters that are received from, you guys call it the IRS over there. We call it the Australian government or the system, when they actually talk a lot about intent, okay? And intent down here, brother, all I'm saying is not going against anything that you're talking about. I'm talking about how it may be seen down here.
Boom. Fuck what I'm talking about. Will you get over me? I'm just
all right. Okay, we can do that. So intent down here is basically a choice, okay, and a choice to accept an offer, to take between this one and that one. And you are now qualified. Once you take something, you're now qualified. You're eligible, you know, to take possession of a claim, which makes one liable and now susceptible and vulnerable to the forces of nature that are coming their way. That's all. Now, intent could be also...
Wait a boom. One key ingredient here. Who's the one you're making this agreement with? Who's the one you're claiming before?
Okay, for example, when this is just how it works, and I'm going by just how it is for me. If I'm dealing with, and I call it a copper, an agent, I call them agents down here. That's how it is for me. And I don't necessarily see them as brothers and sisters. Why? It's not saying that I'm. Hang on,
anyway,
Batman. I'm just trying to clarify you, because I go by I don't know if anyone has ever discovered the old folk story called Little Red Riding Hood, and why I bring that up, because there's a very powerful message in that. Now, the message is this: I basically see, and I put it to the example, the test. I wanted to live it. I wanted to see it. I wanted to see. So rather than me talking in the old days, I'd be talking to the coppers, right? Like brothers and sisters. I'd be going, hi, how you going? And I'd be friendly and trying to get a conversation out of these guys. And every time I spoke, right, I ended up with fucking, one bill after another. It didn't stop. And then I looked in and says, okay, so there was a very powerful story. Little Red Riding Hood says, don't talk to strangers. And that's the statement. So the question is, do I know you? So you got the never talk to strangers, or do not talk to strangers, and then do I know you? So I stopped talking to strangers, and when I'm saying strangers, I'm talking strangers like the strangers are like the agents, the representatives. They're like the fictional. They represent the fictional world. Okay. So this is how I see it. So I started to go, okay. I started to investigate deeper through first-hand experience, going out there and doing what I've been doing, blah, blah, blah. So now where things are, 20-something plus years later, I find a couple of very, very simple things that I do, and it works extremely effective. That's all. And if you're saying I'm leaving out intent by these questions, that's what perplexes me, and I find it doesn't make sense for me, because I'm trying to understand, why does he say that again? Because these are the questions I ask Batman. First of all, I ask the question, first I always go, how may I help? Right? Then they come in, kapow, right, blah, blah, blah. And I said, why are you here? Right? Now, why are you here is a very, very pertinent question. Why? Because they go into full-blown explanation, right? So and then I ask them twice, why are you here? After they've given the first explanation. Then they repeat it again. And then after that, I go, do I know you? And that's pretty much it. And they end up going away. That's it. Now, is the ingredient intent missing in those questions?
No, Boone.
Oh, good, good. So we're on the same page. We've got intent now. Holy shit. We've actually, we've got intent is what you're saying. Fucking beautiful.
Hey, Boone, all I'm saying is what you say, intent is the main ingredient. That's all I'm saying and what I believe.
Yeah, good, good.
I'd say
good.
that.
So I just wanted to clarify, my sweet brother Bat, is with a little bit of bitterness in there. I like a little pungent and all those other little flavours in there. So what you're saying is that that is the intent, because it's important. If the intent is in those questions that I'm asking, right? I guess I wanted to hear from you that intent in those questions are missing. That's all. And if you're saying it's not, then I'm going, okay, so we're on the same page.
Did I ever say that we're not? I'm saying it's the intent, though. That's one thing that got me listen to that beginning of that first call.
Yeah, well,
the main ingredient you was telling.
Yeah, okay. But don't forget, Batman. If you've never spoken to me and you're hearing this fucking shit for the first time, of course it's going to be like, what the fuck? I'm not going to listen to this fucking shit, because you need to understand it from the horse's mouth to you know, in other words, grasp an understanding with the other. Otherwise, it is complete gobbledygook. A lot of the stuff I'm talking about is complete fucking nonsense, right? So that's why it's important. If there is this thing called clarification, that is why I'm on the call today.
Well, I appreciate it, but I'm led to believe until I see evidence otherwise. I'll hear a call or something, especially when somebody's got a name drop the Batman.
Yeah, I'll always talk about the Batman, and if you've listened...
I know, I love you, Boone. I'm just saying, when you name drop the Batman, beware. Batman might have something to say.
Hey, is that all? Why are you telling me that? Hey, you know Batman, I don't know if you... And then I was thinking, if you did listen... I've said you need to. I've actually mentioned on early of some of the calls that if you don't do, especially in the earlier days, where these calls were specifically about the question for question, the interrogation, and I said, look, before you even start any sort of journey in doing all this, you know, look at doing the Batman 500 hours minimum before you start opening up the ears and the mind for even to start even conceiving these questions. Because a lot of these questions are complete nonsense if they haven't been put into practice. And I call it the renewing of the mind on a daily sort of basis, in a sense. Otherwise, the questions, they just evade you. They're just it's like pulling them from the sky. They just don't come.
Well, yeah, the thing of it is, the questions, you need the intent, and you need to listen to people. What kind of bothers me? Well, not really. I enjoy laughing at people. They'll come in there and they'll start doing that question shit with each other, and they get off point, or they just turn around questions trying to bring each other down, and it's just, it gets old. You know what I mean? But bottom line is the intent. Your intent is the best for everyone. There you go from there, and the intent behind the questions, like you're asking with the brother and sister. You ask me, I stopped looking at them like police officers, IRS agents or whatever. I say, hey, brother, what do you think about this? You know?
Yeah. Look, well, okay, maybe I see it slightly different. And it doesn't mean that there's no love there for the brothers. I still see them as brothers or whatever, sisters. But hang on, but I don't talk to them in any possible way. I go into 100% focus into question mode, which is basically another word for saying I listen intently to what comes out of their pie hole and I ask the next question based on what they're saying.
There you go, with the intent of best for everyone.
All right, so you call it that. So, Batman, are we speaking the same fucking language? That's all.
It sounds like it.
Holy shit.
Hey, Boon. I guess you need me to fuck with you every now and then. Sometimes I think you doubt yourself.
Is it me fucking with you or is it the other way around?
Yeah, whatever. We'll call it a draw. What do you think?
I love you. There you go. Oh, you're a piece of work, Batman, I must say.
That's what all the girls tell me.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, look, it's to me one thing you always will is and I don't mind. I'll always come on if I if sometimes whatever another brother say this, I like to clarify stuff directly, and I like to talk directly to the bat. If there's anything, because to me that's what it's about. That's what brothers and sisters are about, how we are amongst one another. We can talk candidly amongst one another, right? Would you agree?
I was reading this book on, it's called Critical Thinking. There's called Critical Thinking, and there's a term called charitability. And I think that's what you're talking about. You're just, somebody makes a claim, you're just being charitable and asking, it's called charitability. You're just asking questions pertaining to the claim.
I call it meeting of the minds.
Yeah. And that's where Batman, the meeting of the minds, Batman, that's why it's this meeting of the minds and look, there may be slight differences in how we understand meeting of the minds, possibly. I could be mistaken. But how I see meeting of the minds is by asking the question, why are you here, has got to do with the meeting of the minds. Why? Because why are you here? It relates back to, was there a discussion before us meeting right now? Did we agree to meet? Because how can you be here without an agreement to meet? It's an impossibility.
Hey, Boon, come down. The thing of it is you're asking on-point questions to the brother. Why are you here?
That's right.
I mean,
there you go. I'm asking these questions, and they go away.
They're excellent. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
I'm not arguing with any of that shit. I just couple little things on that call I heard. I just had to
listen, I know I say a few things, right, and they're going to piss you off, but that's okay. I can always learn. Listen, Batman, I can always rephrase things for you.
Wait a minute,
Batman.
Boon, what do you mean piss me off? You're making assumptions.
No, listen, I'm talking that I'm open to rephrase things, Batman. If I say things that are fucking contrary to how you might see it, or it not contrary, but it might be like, what the fuck's he talking about? Then talking to you, I'm open to, what I'm saying as a brother, I'm open to rephrase and to sort of go, okay, this is how you heard me say it. Well, I didn't mean it that way. This is how I see it now. I'm trying to clarify for you. And that way, Boon, you're getting a better picture.
Hey, Boon.
Yeah.
I love you, brother. You're one of the few on the planet I think that actually got it. And I'll say it again. The thing of it is, the reason why I did that was I was thinking you was getting off path. So I had to come up with a boot to the head for you, brother. But,
hey, listen.
Hey, Boon, could it be I'm mistaken? Anyway.
No, listen, I don't mind a boot to the head. Trust me. I sometimes need it. I'm not exempt from it, Batman. And that's what I'm saying. If we don't have one another, right, that's where the problem is. If we can't, if we go off and go, oh, fuck this cunt, he's a prick, and then we go off with that, that's not, to me, how we live in this world. It's coming back together and working it out, and that's that's to me what intent is. If you want to talk of intent, that to me is what I understand intent, and I could be mistaken, but that's how I see it.
Hey, Boon.
Hey, Bat.
Brother, I figured I fucking triggered you. I figured sooner or later we'd talk about it. I love you, brother. It's all good.
Hey, listen, I'm glad I spoke to you. I need to piss off and go off now. I've got things to do, if anything. I love you, Bat. Just wanted to check in with you, and we'll talk again soon, okay?
Hopefully, yeah. You be careful, but enjoy the moment, brother.
All right. Lots of love to you, Bat.